Have you ever wondered what really separates the truly great leaders in organizations from everyone else? Well, today we're going to explore a simple but incredibly powerful idea that just might be the answer. It all starts with why.
I mean, it's a huge question, right? You see it all the time. You've got companies with basically the same resources, same talent, but one just takes off and soars, while the other one kind of sputters out. So what's the secret ingredient? Well, it turns out a lot of it just comes down to how they talk about what they do.
You know, the problem often kicks off with the way we communicate. Most of us, and I mean most of us, fall into this really predictable but honestly pretty uninspiring trap. Just picture a typical leader trying to get their team fired up. They usually talk about what to do next. Okay, team, we need to roll out this new software. Or our goal is to launch this new product. It's all about the what. It's logical, it makes sense on paper, but does it really light a fire in anyone? Nah, probably not.
Okay, now look at this. The difference is night and day, right? The message on the left, yeah, it's fine. It tells you what they do. But the one on the right, it just feels different. It pulls you in. This is that classic Apple example. By starting with why they do what they do, to challenge the status quo, they connect with you on a totally different level. See, the computer isn't the point. It's just the proof of their belief.
All right, so how do we actually get to that kind of inspiring message? Well, it all starts with this powerful concept from Simon Sinek called the golden circle.
And here it is. Now, this is so much more than just a clever marketing diagram. Sinek argues this is actually a pattern found in nature. It's rooted in our biology, and it explains how we make decisions, how we act. It helps find some order in all the chaos of human behavior. So let's peel back the layers one by one.
Okay, let's start right in the center, the why. And listen, this is the big one. It's the most important part, but it's also the hardest one to pin down. So few people or companies can really clearly tell you why they do what they do. And let's be super clear, this has nothing to do with making money. Profit is just a result. Your why is your purpose, your cause. It's the belief that gets you out of bed in the morning.
Okay, moving out one layer, we have the how. Think of these as your values in action. They're the specific things you do, your guiding principles, your secret sauce that makes your why a reality and sets you apart from the competition. And then finally, on the very outside ring, we've got the what. And honestly, this is the easy part. Every single organization knows what they do. It's the products they sell, the services they offer, their job function. It's the tangible proof of your why, for sure, but it's also the least inspiring part of the entire story. And this really brings us to the heart of Sinek's whole idea. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. See, when you communicate from the inside out, when you start with why, you're not just appealing to the logical, analytical part of the brain. No, you're talking directly to the part that handles emotion, decision-making, trust, and loyalty. It's a total game changer. Now, start with why is a huge, world-changing idea. But is it the whole story? Like any big idea, it's always worth looking at it from another angle. So let's explore a really compelling counter-argument that adds a fascinating layer to all this. The theory sounds perfect, doesn't it? But when the rubber hits the road, is a why really enough on its own? Or could there be something missing from the golden circle? Well, that's where this quote from business coach Dominic Monkhouse comes in, and it's a sharp one. He basically argues that a purpose can't just exist in a vacuum. It has to be for someone. He says the focus shouldn't just be on your own internal belief, but on the customer you actually exist to serve.
This table breaks down the difference so well. Sinek's model, on one side, is all about broadcasting your belief to attract people who think like you. But now look at the start with who side. This adds a really practical, business-savvy layer. It says, hold on a second. First, get laser-focused on who your ideal customer is. Then, you shape your why to resonate deeply with them. The goal shifts from just getting followers to building a real tribe that feels like you exist just for them. So the crucial point here is that your purpose and your audience are just fundamentally linked. You can't separate them. Let's go back to that Apple example. Their whole Think Different campaign wasn't aimed at everybody. It was a rallying cry for the creatives, the misfits, the dreamers. They knew their who inside and out, and that's what made their why so incredibly powerful. Okay, so we've got this powerful theory of start with why, and we've got this really pragmatic challenge to start with who. So what do? How do we put all this together in a way that actually works in the real world?
All right, let's start with Sinek's playbook. First, you've got to do the soul searching. You have to actually dig deep to discover your why. Then you have to live it and breathe it, communicating it inside out all the time. This totally changes how you build your team too. You start hiring for belief, not just for a resume. And finally, that why becomes your North Star, the compass you use for every single strategic decision.
And to make sure this doesn't all just sound like corporate jargon, check out these amazing examples from education. A real why isn't a slogan, it's a deep guiding mission. I mean, just imagine a school whose why is to nurture creativity in students and teachers. Think how different that would feel from a school just focused on getting good test scores. That right there is the transformative power of having a clear why.
And that really brings us to the big takeaway. This isn't about choosing one idea over the other. It's not why versus who. The real magic, the real power, comes when you combine them. You absolutely need an inspiring purpose that gives your work meaning, but that purpose becomes unstoppable when it's in service of a specific group of people you're passionate about helping. So, the question I want to leave you with is this: what's your why and for who?